and Happy New Year. I'm Dr. Shannon Jarrett. I'll be the instructor of this spring semester course, Social Work 5009, Family Caregiving. I have been teaching at Ohio State for a couple of years now and have spent a long time, including my time at OSU and beforehand, studying family caregivers and community-based services that can support older adults and family caregivers. One of the favorite things that I like to study is actually intergenerational caregiving, in which young and old people are receiving care and supervision at a shared location, or they come together through their different caregiving programs. But enough about me. I did want you to have a little orientation to my background, and I'm looking forward to getting to know a lot about you and your classmates this semester as we study together caregiving, issues of the biological, psychological, social experiences of being a caregiver, being a care receiver, and of supporting those individuals through community-based services and legislation. We'll talk about theoretical models for understanding and supporting caregiving, and we will talk about research and policy that can help to support the well-being of caregivers in this really important role that they serve of caring for adults in the United States. I am going to give you a real quick overview of what's coming up in the immediate near future and as we roll through the 15-week semester. I have some unique features to tell you about this class. The first one being that we've got both undergraduate and graduate students in this particular section that I'm facilitating, and you're coming from different campuses. So some of you may know each other's names from seeing each other in class on a Lima or a Newark or a Mansfield or a Columbus campus, or you may be completely new to each other. So you'll have a chance to meet some new folks. Also, because we've got graduate students able to earn credit for this class, you, graduate students, will have some additional responsibilities for your assignments that are detailed in the syllabus, so you'll want to be on the lookout for those. With regards to these 15 units, these will be available to you starting first thing Sunday morning and through this following Saturday of that week. So you'll have 1 week to get through readings, videos, discussion posts, work with your group, posting to the general discussion cafe, or posting personal reflections. So with that kind of flexibility that you can access the material, put your information up anytime during those 7 days, there really shouldn't be any need for extensions or for late work to be submitted. So I really want to encourage you, even if you know that Wednesdays, for example, are going to be the day that you work on this course, that you take a look on Sunday sometime, click through all the pages. I promise it won't take you more than 5 minutes, just so that you aren't caught off guard by something that is due or a reading that you need to download, and you're going to be, let's say, on the road all week, and you want to be able to watch the movie The Savages that's assigned mid to second half of the semester, and you want to be able to watch it on the road. Don't let yourself get caught on the road Wednesday, unable to access that, and finding yourself worrying about getting your things turned in. Related to when things are due within that 1 week window of time, you do not have exams, you don't have midterms in this class or quizzes, but you do have an obligation to each other. A number of the discussions that we post involve making both your own original posts and then responding to a peer. To give people time to get in their original posts and their response to a peer by that Saturday night deadline, you will need to be getting your original posts on those weeks when we've got a response up earlier in the week. I'll be looking for those on Thursday because there will be times when you cannot post a response to a peer until you've made your own original posts. So we'll give everybody time for that. Let's see, I've got some notes here off to the side that I'm looking at. Not having timed quizzes and exams should address some of the accommodations that students working with disability services may qualify, but I know there could be others. So if you're a student who qualifies for accommodations or needs and benefits from some supportive services, make sure that you're in touch with me, text, phone, email, this first week of classes. I'll really appreciate that. It'll help us to work together. There are a lot of other resources in the syllabus. I'm going to show you a quick glance of it, and it's attached in this email, and I want you to go through those. You'll also find them on the syllabus page and in the Getting Started page of the course. And so take advantage of those, whether it's about where do you go and find resources for tutoring or for writing or for dealing with difficult situations you might be experiencing, whether they're occurring in the asynchronous class environment or outside of the class environment. There are a lot of supports that are available to you. Also described in the syllabus, there are resources, even if you're having trouble meeting your most basic needs for food, shelter, clothing, etc. That information's in there. Take advantage of those resources if you need them. Let's see. I have started out here on the Welcome to the Course module. You'll see it's here even before the week 1 module. You've got to get through this Welcome to the Course module before you can gain access to the week 1 module. So make sure that you're reading through that information, clicking through. If you try to access the week 1 class lecture, you're not going to be able to do it unless you've met that prerequisite of working through this Welcome to the Course set of pages. So that's a tip for you in getting started. I wanted to also let you know it's described in the syllabus and in the Getting Started and Week 1 module that an important component of this course is a shared project. It's going to be on a topic related to caregiving, probably about a specific group of caregivers or caregivers of a specific group of care receivers or a particular aspect of caregiving. So students in the past, for example, have talked about caregiving for adult children with autism or with developmental disabilities. There are also people who have talked about caring for older adults who may be LGBTQ. They tend to have slightly different peer and social and family networks and different experiences historically and currently in working with the medical field. So there are unique issues to address with that population. We will work on this all semester long. You'll have interim due dates to work on with your team members. There'll be a small team of 4 to 5 people. So you'll be turning things into me, getting feedback from me over the course of the semester so that you can be successful working on, I haven't told you what you're working on, a continuing education workshop. As professional social workers, you will be required to continue your professional development. Webinars are one way that a lot of social workers maintain their skills and continue to build their skills. An alternative that I'm exploring to using something like Adobe Connect to create and record a webinar is an infographic. So stay tuned for that. I'll be telling you how both will require the same kind of background work and the same kind of precision and concision in getting information out there that can be useful to professionals working with different populations of family caregivers. I am available to you a couple of different ways, even though we don't meet face-to-face. You have got on the syllabus, I'll click over to that, my physical address in Stillman Hall. I'd be very happy to see you if you want to drop by or schedule an appointment and come in. If you want to come and talk about something or you want to do it over the phone, scheduling an appointment is best. But if you're in Stillman and my door is open, please come say hello. Help me to put a face with the name on the roster from the class. You've got my office phone, you've got my email, and you have my cell phone. I tend to keep pretty standard business hours. If you want to text or call me on my cell, it's helpful for you to know that I'm not usually responding to unknown numbers in the evenings or on the weekends. Another good reason for you to be checking out your class materials every week at the start of the week so that if you've got questions for me, you can get in touch with me during those regular business hours. If you're going to use my cell phone and give me a call, please leave a message. Probably a lot of you are getting unwanted calls also, and so I often don't pick up. I wait and see if the call will turn into a voicemail. So let me know who you are, and I'm very happy to call you back. If you send a text, please identify yourself so that I can get you into my system, and again, I know who it is that I'm addressing in my text. We probably all appreciate that. I am open to the possibility of some virtual office hours. We could use Adobe Connect or GoToMeeting or Skype so that I am basically sitting in my office waiting for you to show up. It's the best thing that you can do with any of your instructors, whether it's me or somebody else. Advice I give to my own college-age children: go talk to your professors. But I realize that students in social work, most students, are balancing a lot of different commitments, whether to field placement or to part-time or full-time work, parenting, or your own caregiving responsibilities. So I'm going to provide in another day or so just a 2-item survey for you to tell me whether you might actually be willing to access virtual office hours, and if you are, what kind of day of the week, time of day would be better. So if you'll let me know about that, then I can see if we're going to set those up and announce them for the group. I'm going to stop there. This is already a lot of info, and we'll have a lot of time together this semester. I really love a new year, and one thing I love about being a university professor is that we get a couple of fresh starts that don't depend just on that January 1 New Year date. So figure out what worked well in your last semester's classes, plan to keep up with those practices, figure out what was challenging, especially if it was an online class, and think about what you can do to be more successful. If you're not sure, reach out to me or check out those resources that are listed in the syllabus and at the Karma course site and figure it out. I know, as busy as you are, that when you don't see me on a weekly basis, you don't have that commitment to being in front of me with your work done and your peers there to engage in the content you've processed for the week. It can be really easy to make this class your last priority, and it can really catch up with you if you get to that time where your peer group work is due, your own case study work is due, and you have let your commitment to this class slide. So please don't let that be the case. Commit to success. I'll be glad to celebrate that with you over the course of the semester. I am in the process of having all 4 sections of 5009. That's from 2 different campuses and from the undergraduate and graduate sections merged together. That's why, unfortunately, your Carmen site is not yet been published. It will be soon, like tomorrow. And so in the meantime, you've got the syllabus in an email, so you can open it up, figure out what books you need to purchase if you haven't already. You can start the reading for those this week's assignment, and you'll be ready to rock and roll when the course is actually published. So thank you, welcome, and have a great semester. I look forward to working with you. Take care.